Evening, y'all. Get back, dog. Get back. Get down. Go. Thank you. I was doing some thinking years ago. Well, we'll start this off a little differently. A little shout out to, this is an old school hat. I'm going to tell you about this hat. This is off of Chicago. I don't even know if y'all can read this shit. Jacobus, Pennsylvania. The Jacobus Beagle. Or no, that was down in Virginia. I believe it was. My uncle had him some damn good Beagle Basset mixes. And we went down to do the rabbit trials. He had a Beagle male that we called Jethro Bodine, and he had himself a female Basset we called Dollar, or he called Dollar. We got him off of a mutual uncle of ours. But the point was, we went down to this trial, and I'm going to tell you right now, Jethro, or Bodine as we just called him, he's one of the best damn Beagle dogs I ever seen when it comes to running rabbits. That dog, he wouldn't cold trail, and for any of you houndsmen out there, you know what that means. That dog was disgusted by a cold trail. And so we took him down and we drove the hour and a half, I think it was, down there and ran him in the trials. And we got him in there, and Bodine would. It was good watching him work. We sat there, and I think just about everybody in his lot that got turned loose in the hedges was mostly young pups. Bodine was the old head in the bunch. And he would start trailing over to the off away from the pack and start hunting stuff, and we knew he was on something. Knew it. I'll put it to you this way, because even Dollar, the Basset Jip that he had, she was that good that you didn't even have to raise a gun with that dog. If you wouldn't shoot it, she'd scoop it up in her mouth and bring it back to you. That's how good this dog was. That's how good both of them were. Bodine wasn't as friendly when he got a hold of him. Dollar used to give him back live. So he kept going off on different trails, and these young pups, they didn't know no better. They're following any scent that comes to their mind. I guarantee you most of them wasn't more than a year. And Bodine, he probably had a good 3 or 4 on him. And plenty of runs. Because I don't know if you know how houndsmen do it, but sometimes to pass the time, they'll take an old voice recorder out there on tape. And they'll hit the record button when the ball starts, so that you can hear when that bray starts going. You get to hear the chase. And the judge actually was grabbing a hold of Bodine and pulling him off the trail numerous times. I think he did it like 3 or 4 times and started arguing he wasn't honoring the pack. And that set me awry, because it's like, well, shit, when you got nothing but pups in the mix, how you going to honor a pack of a fucking proven dog? But these are the trials. So after, long story short, Bodine jumped one rabbit. And when he finally let that bray out, or that ball, all the pups' heads went what happened. And the judge scooped him up, and we wound up siding in last place. And I can tell you, if you know anything about running hounds, it was damn near, well, we played nice that day. Because we knew Bodine won it. So, long story short, there weren't no awards, there weren't no ceremonies. We were so disgusted, we stuck around for a little bit, but we wound up packing up. And that's a thing for a dog. When he knows he's doing what he's supposed to do and somebody's pulling him off of it, that's harmful. I felt bad for Bodine that day because he did his job, and he was told by somebody who he ain't never known before that you did wrong. And I'm sure that my subscribers will understand the correlations to that story in today's life. So I just want to go ahead and throw that out there. This judge wound up, he's no longer with them. We found out 2 years later or 3 years later that he was actually in cahoots with certain dog breeders, and he was pumping up the bloodlines for a kickback. Sounds familiar, doesn't it? Politics and all. But I just want to throw that out there because we go through life in these little instances, and we may know that we are 100% identifying with the dog here now. But we go through life and we go through these instances where we know we're 100% in the right, and everybody's going to tell us no. And the only people that's going to have our backs is the people that know us. They've seen us work. They've seen us operate. And those people as long as they're the ones that are willing to fight for you, as you are them, are the ones we want in our corners. But I ain't saying nothing anybody don't know already. But I'll tell you what, if you've never run hounds before, it's an experience. I used to love that. I learned about running hounds from Uncle Perry. He used to breed his own. He's down in Virginia. It's an interesting thing about hounds. The further south you go, the more they're welcomed, especially when it comes to running deer. The further north you go, old school ways was if you caught a deer or a dog running deer, in a lot of places, especially up in northern Pennsylvania and New York and further up, you would find dogs that run deer hanging from a noose in a tree. That's the difference. And there's a lot of correlations to that little bit of story that I'm sure we can all take from, especially in today's world. So I guess just know what you're running for. Know why you're running it. Be careful where you're at. Don't get hung. Many blessings. Have a good one, y'all. You get the picture.